We've got some absolutely insane Marvel news today, from some great updates for Beyond the Spider-Verse to Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. teaming up, Elizabeth Olsen talking about returning as Wanda in the next Avengers movies, and so much more Marvel news. Let's get into it all. Starting off, we have a new interview from Haley Steinfeld, who is the voice of Gwen Stacy in the Spider-Verse films, if you didn't know, and she gave us some new information about this film and returning as Kate Bishop. But we're going to start with Spider-Verse because she said she's now recording her voice lines for Beyond the Spider-Verse. She says, "I wonder sometimes if anything gets scrapped because I've said the word Miles in so many different ways and tones, they probably have a whole library." This is good. It seems like everything is still on schedule. In case you missed my short I made the other week, Beyond the Spider-Verse's release date did get bumped up 1 week earlier, now releasing June 18th, 2027. They still have just under 2 full years to complete recording all the voice lines for this movie, and hopefully this movie doesn't get delayed any further. In the same interview, she was also asked about her returning as Kate Bishop in the MCU, and she just said, "I'm always waiting by the phone. I love that family. I'm so grateful to be a part of it. Anytime they need me, they know where to find me." But then later in the same interview, they asked her if she's been filming anything in London recently, which is where Avengers Doomsday and Spider-Man Brand New Day have both been filming lately, and she just said the cheeky answer of, "There's a lot going on in London at the moment. Based on everything we know about this movie, I would guarantee she's going to be in it, probably a very small role, but I can't imagine that these new young Avengers aren't going to be in these next Avengers films in some capacity." Really, everybody that's in an Avengers movie gets a huge bump up to their next project, so if they want to eventually do this young Avengers project, I feel like they need to be in this film to get the more general audience associated with these characters. Another Marvel actor, this time Famke Janssen, also did a recent interview, and she talked about not returning as Jean Grey because obviously she plays her in the X-Men movies, and a lot of the other X-Men cast members like Cyclops and all those have been confirmed to return in this film, but she wasn't. Again, she just gave the answer, "I'm excited to see when it comes out, just like everyone else. I'll find out what those storylines are and how it all ended up." Again, if she is in the movie, obviously she's not going to come out and say it if Marvel hasn't announced it, but let me know in the comments, do you think Jean Grey will be in this film or not? Because I feel like it's kind of weird if she's the odd one left out, like her and Storm. Wayne Cherda, who plays Namor in the movies, was asked about Namor and Sue's relationship in Avengers Doomsday, because if you don't know, this is a big meme almost from the comics. In the comics, Sue Storm has always kind of been deciding between like Namor and Reed before her and Reed ended up getting together, and everybody's like, oh my god, she's cheated on Reed with Namor, which has never actually happened in the comics, but it's always kind of just like oddly alluded to in off one-liners and stuff. So Namor's actor responding just saying, "Well, I really like Pedro Pascal," could be taken two completely different ways. Either he means it in the way like, oh yeah, I love Pedro Pascal as an actor and I like the character Reed Richards, I would never try to take Sue Storm from him, or they're just gonna do a funny spin on the situation and it's like Namor and Reed Richards fall in love with each other. Just imagine how funny the internet would be on that day if Doomsday comes out in theaters and this is alluded to. It would absolutely break the internet. Moving on, we got a new reuniting between Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. Obviously, they play Spider-Man and now Doctor Doom. Unfortunately, this is not some big teaser or anything like that, because even though it would be incredibly cool if we got confirmation that Spider-Man was going to be in Avengers Doomsday with like a recreation of this pick from Spider-Man Homecoming, unfortunately, this is actually just these two teaming up to promote both of their beverage brands, because Tom Holland owns a non-alcoholic beer brand and Robert Downey Jr. owns a coffee brand, so they just did this simple advertisement for this. I'm going conspiracy mode straight up like the Dexter memes because I can't prove it, but I know they filmed this right after filming the post-credit scene for Spider-Man Brand New Day with Doctor Doom pulling up on Spider-Man. Just like I mentioned earlier, both of these movies are currently filming in London. While yes, Avengers Doomsday did officially finish filming, they're still doing a ton of reshoots and stuff like that. What better time to make the post-credit scene for Spider-Man Brand New Day right when both these movies are filming? Nobody would be able to suspect anything. Again, you can do it behind closed doors. And I'm going to spoil the post-credit scene of the Fantastic Four first steps. If you don't want to hear that, just skip ahead like 20 seconds here. But we've only seen Doctor Doom for a total of like 2 seconds of him just facing away from the camera, obviously holding Franklin Richards in that post-credit scene. I feel like it's pretty much guaranteed we're going to see him in the post-credit scene of Spider-Man Brand New Day, because that's the only other Marvel movie releasing before Avengers Doomsday. Honestly, I'm kind of glad about, because even though it's sad we have to wait all the way until July of next year for our next Marvel movie, it's really going to be a super strong year for Marvel, because they're only coming out with 2 heavy-hitting films, Spider-Man Brand New Day and Avengers Doomsday, which should both be guaranteed well over $1 billion. Both could honestly get pretty close to $2 billion. I think Doomsday has a really good chance. Spider-Man Brand New Day will probably be like a $1.3 billion movie. Then on the TV show side of things, we got Daredevil Born Again, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, X-Men 97, a Punisher special on Disney Plus, and Vision Quest. So it's going to be a crazy year for Marvel. Even though the multiverse saga has been all over the place in the box office, having multiple billion-dollar films, but also a lot of really underperforming films, especially recently with with movies like Captain America Brave New World, The Marvels, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, even Fantastic Four a little bit. Like, there's seriously no better way to guarantee you have a great year at the box office than having two films that rely on Tom Holland's Spider-Man and RDJ coming back in the MCU. Because if you look at the top 12 highest grossing superhero movies of all time, almost all of them have one of those two actors in them. Only Deadpool and Wolverine, Black Panther, The Incredibles 2, and Aquaman are the only 4 of the top 12 highest grossing superhero movies of all time that don't have Tom Holland or Robert Downey Jr. in them, which is crazy. Let me know in the comments below, do you think in the Spider-Man Brand New Day post-credit scene we're gonna see Doctor Doom himself, or are we possibly just gonna see like Yelena and other characters that are confirmed for the movie just showing up to recruit Spider-Man for Avengers Doomsday, or do you think he's actually not gonna be in Avengers Doomsday and we're not gonna have a Doctor Doom tease whatsoever? Got a lot of new information from a new Elizabeth Olsen interview she just did with People magazine, and she said that she wants to return as Scarlet Witch in the MCU, saying it's something that I love and it's something I always want to return to. These movies aren't for the critics, these movies are for the fans, which I'm not saying she's wrong in that statement, but it's kind of funny how she like roasted the MCU and its quality at the same time as saying like, yeah, I'll come back. But at the same time, I don't think she meant it like that. It is nice to see an actress just acknowledge like, yeah, I'm not gonna win an Oscar for playing Wanda most likely, but this has a huge fan base with millions of people worldwide. Why wouldn't you want to come back to this? And she went on talking about her time playing the Scarlet Witch in the MCU, saying, I think the thing that's been so special about the last 5 years is I've gotten to do so much with the character that I never thought I would. There are still character through lines that have happened in the comics that I'd love to do, and I think fans also want to. I think what she's talking about here is obviously the classic No More Mutants line from the House of M comic. On multiple different like Comic-Con panels and stuff, and even just a week ago at the LA Comic-Con, she literally was talking about this line again. She said it repeatedly that she'd love to do this moment in the MCU. And there's really multiple perfect opportunities for this to happen soon in the MCU, because first of all, we do know Jake Schreier is directing a new X-Men film with an entirely new cast that's going to take place likely after Secret Wars. The characters might get introduced in that movie. But we are going to have all new X-Men, probably a new Wolverine, Cyclops, Jean Grey, all of those, but I don't think they're going to replace Wanda with how much history she has in the MCU. I think they're going to kind of leave her as she is. Of course, we also have the Fox X-Men confirmed to be returning in Avengers Doomsday, like Cyclops, Professor X, Magneto. Who knows? Maybe if they do bring Wanda back in this movie, maybe she's going to be on Doom's side somehow. She'll manipulate her or do something. He could even maybe take like Tommy or Billy or something and be like, yeah, you're going to help me. You're going to eliminate all the mutants in this reality, which honestly could be an absolutely fire way to get rid of the old Fox X-Men universe for good in a brutal fashion and then clear the way for a brand new universe of X-Men. That kind of all depends on if Elizabeth Olsen wants to return as another villainous version of Wanda, because she actually said at Comic-Con LA last week that she thought the Scarlet Witch was going to be a hero in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and it wasn't until 3 weeks before filming began on this movie that she found out she was the main villain. Who knows, but honestly, I really hope it's my theory of her being in Doomsday and eliminating the Fox X-Men. I think that would be so incredibly dope, but let me know in the comments below, what do you think her role will be in the next Avengers movies if she is in fact in it? Missed it, we got a crazy Avengers Doomsday leak revealing all the costumes of all the characters in the film. If you want to see all about that, click the video above my head right now. Make sure to drop a like, and thank you so much for watching.